What's up, guys? Be by Mash UK Speed VR. It is 1:10 in the morning, and for the last few hours I have been playing various simulators in the Varjo Aero. And I've had a few of these. So, one thing is for certain, the Aero technology, I don't know whether it's for lenses or just the way the software's configured, but the Aero simulates my eyesight perfectly in VR to what it is in the real world. Now, I bet I'm the only person ever on YouTube to discuss this. And the reason why I'm discussing it is because I've never experienced this before. Because back in the day, with the CV1, I used to have the best picture quality wearing my reading glasses. The same with the Vive Pro. The same with the Rift S. And it was only since I purchased the Quest 2 that I realised, by mistake, because I had my driving glasses on, my long distance glasses, that the picture quality was better with those. The Quest Pro is also better with my driving glasses. But the Aero, genuinely, whatever they've done, you know, they say, I think somebody said that the image is 1.5 meters away from you. So if you wear glasses, you need to wear glasses that you would normally wear for driving, looking at a long distance, etc. And it's absolutely spot on. Because if I look at my monitor in the same position in my rig, in real life with my driving glasses, the image quality is identical when I'm in VR. So when I've been complaining the last 24 hours about the image quality being a little bit blurred, that's how it is in real life with those glasses. And like I said in my post earlier, I think it was on this on my previous video, I've never been happy with the glasses that I'm wearing today. Reading glasses, spot on, but my driving glasses and the ones I use in VR, I've never really been happy with them. But for some reason, in the Quest Pro, I think they're spot on. But in the Aero, they're slightly off. But it's still usable. So I'm definitely going to get my eyes rechecked. And make sure and explain to them that I need my driving glasses for VR. I don't give a shit about anything else. Just sort my vision out so it's perfect. I guess that's down to me because, you know, you sit there and you look at the eye charts and everything, and I just remember, I remember sitting there not being asked. I wasn't really focusing, I wasn't really concentrating. You know, when they say, can you read the fourth character on the fifth line down to the left, please? I wasn't really listening, you know. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get across is, whatever they're doing with the Aero is different with all the other VR headsets I've ever used. It seems the way they've balanced the vision is very true to life, for me anyway. And I guess it will be the same for everybody else. If your vision is off, it's going to be off in the Aero. Yeah? Right. What do I think of the Aero? Well, tonight I've played Microsoft Flight Simulator, which was fucking stunning. That's the only way I can put it, even with my dodgy eyesight. When you look out the window to the side or the left or the right or whatever, you know, to look down, it looked like a photo. Well, it looked real. It looked real. And everything just looked natural. The colours, the fields, the trees, the roads. The only thing that looked a little bit off, and it's probably down to my prescription, was nighttime flying. The lights looked like they were overbloomed. But then again, that might be a setting. That might be a setting that I've turned on in the graphics, so I'll have to go back and have a look at that. Still looks stunning. It looked real, but it was a little bit overbloomed. Do you know what I mean? Like the street lights, because I went really low. Performance, as you know, I've got a 13900K CPU running at 5 point whatever gig. I've got a 4090. I was using OpenXR foveated rendering, which I need to recalibrate actually, because the settings I've got currently were for the Quest Pro. So I need to go on to Flight Sim Guy's video, because he's got some settings up that he uses and he reckons they're spot on. So I need to put those figures in tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. Who knows? That might get rid of the blooming. I don't know. I flew over New York City, Manhattan, in a helicopter at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was just blown away. The thing is with Microsoft Flight Simulator, the point that I was blown away was when I was higher up in the air. Because with Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it uses this photogrammetry textures, you know, it does what Google Earth does basically. it sort of adds these. The buildings look a bit wavy sometimes because of the. And I'm told it's because of my broadband. My broadband is shit. So the better your broadband, the quicker the images are going to be downloaded. But anyway, like I say, the higher I went and then looked down, it looked it looked like I was flying over New York. And with the sun as well. You know, the sun was up, clear skies, the reflections on the windscreen of a helicopter, and I sat there and I smiled. I haven't done that in a while when it comes to VR. And when I flew over Scotland in one of the flight experiences, outside of the plane as well, so I was looking all around and I could see the plane in front of me, the mist over the mountains, over the hills. It just looks stunning. Stunning. What else did I put on? Automobolista 2 looked really nice. Again, I think once my prescription is sorted, it will look even better. But let me tell you, the one racing sim that really, really blew me away, and I had a feeling it would, was Assetto Corsa. I mean, it's just fucking honest to God, guys. Assetto Corsa in the Aero. Everything ramped up. It looked breathtaking. Let down by shit AI. And that's the reason why I play Automobolista, because of the AI. So, at the minute, for eye candy and, you know, a decent sim, because it is a decent sim, Assetto Corsa has impressed me the most as far as racing games go. And I mean, really, really impressive. And that was stock Assetto Corsa, not using Soul shaders. So using the Soul shaders is going to look even better. I shall install that lot tomorrow. What else did I play? Elite Dangerous. Well, what can I say? I spent 30 minutes just flying around one of the base stations. I went on to the one of the training. I think it's called docking. You go into the training bit and you've got to dock. I went inside, flew around, looks stunning. Come back out. That part where you go into the station, when it goes 111111111, that it looked like I was flying through a proper force field that had been opened up. Area 51 stuff. But like I say, I spent 20-25 minutes just flying around outside of that docking station, and the detail was breathtaking. So yeah, so that's all I've tried so far. I sorted out the problem with the virtual desktop. I just increased the text percentage. It was on 100% and I increased it to 150, and it's a lot clearer now. I can actually read it. So I was right in my post earlier when I said I think the Aero is trying to simulate my physical screen, because I put it down to 2560 by 1600, ramped up the text size to 150% in graphic settings, display settings, and it looked really nice. So I can see now where people are saying I work in VR on the Aero, but it was slightly off because of my prescription. I need to get my eyes tested. So there's another 300 quid just to get this fucking headset the way I want it. But it's got to be done. Like I said, I've always known for the last 2 years my prescription for my driving glasses was not as sharp and comfortable as my previous prescription. So it's back to Specsavers for me, because I used to go to Specsavers. This video is not sponsored by Specsavers, but I used to go to Specsavers, and then I was encouraged to go to a local opticians in the village where I live in Stourbridge, and I just don't think they're as good as Specsavers. But so I'm going to get that sorted tomorrow. I'm going to get myself down to Specsavers and book myself in for an eye test. Well, that then means buying new glasses and all that shit, but it's going to be about 300 quid. But it's going to be worth it, because this headset's going to look even better when my prescription is spot on. It's a shame you just can't go and buy a new pair of eyeballs. Excuse me. Isn't it? You know, I get quite jealous when I hear people say, I've got perfect 20/20 vision. Have you? Cunt. But so the overall statement, the overall question, is the Varjo Aero worth the money? And the answer is yes. Bear in mind you're going to need at least one base station, and I've got two, but I turned the one at the back off, and I've been spinning my head round all night and not lost tracking at all. So, you know, unless you're playing standing room scale, you know, Half-Life Alyx, all that sort of stuff, you're going to need two. But if you're just sitting in a sim, flight sim, racing games, playing some forward-facing seated games, you only need one base station. And from what I hear, don't bother with the old original 1.0 base stations. Go and get yourself a version 2, because they're just better. So, and that's what I've got. I've got two of those. One brand new, one second hand. We also bought 2 wand controllers to go with them. £40 each on eBay. Mint condition. You know. So we got those, but you don't need those unless you're going to be playing other games. So my Aero costs me, with taxes, you know, VAT, delivery, 1,088. I was worried that FedEx would send me an email saying you owe us money before we deliver, but they didn't. So all that tax up front and shipping and that was all covered at checkout. So the Aero after exchange rates was 1,088 and 45p, I think. So if you've already got a base station, that's how much it's going to cost you. I bought some of those in my previous video. They're called, bear with me, still got the box here. I bought these Sound Sonic, is it, or whatever, I can't read. Wireless VR earbuds. These are spot on. Highly recommended. 80 quid on Amazon. Very, very good. Very, very good. So with those, you know, you get headphones with the Aero. I don't know what they're like. I've left them in my box. I don't want wires around my neck. So some people might say, would you have still bought it if it was at the original price of £2,000? Yeah. Yeah, I would have done. It's one of those headsets that sort of grows on you. It's like everything, you know. For the last 2 years, I've been reading and watching videos on this headset. And, you know, you psych yourself up. And you don't appreciate it until you calm yourself down when you've got it. When you put it, if you're coming from a G2 or a Quest Pro, you might be slightly disappointed because you're expecting more. But once that initial introduction into your life is over and you start sitting down and not thinking about, oh, I thought it was meant to look 4K, you know. Assetto Corsa looked like it was 4K. Microsoft Flight Simulator looked real. 2 different games, 2 different game engines, 2 different artists who create the graphics and stuff, you know. Assetto Corsa was pin sharp. And I mean pin sharp. It looked better than Automobolista 2. Really did. Microsoft Flight Simulator looked real. It's a different experience. So yeah, I'd say if there was such a thing, I'd say it looked 3K. So let's just say it looks about 2.5K visuals. You know, someone said in the week it looks like a 1080p monitor. Not to me. Doesn't look like a 1080p monitor to me. It's kind of similar to the G2, but with the G2 the colours were crap. The sweet spot was dreadful, and getting it to run was a pain in the arse. So yeah, so it kicks the arse out with G2. So if you've got a G2, it's definitely an upgrade for you. Let me get my charger. Excuse me, we're about to die. Saved. Yeah, it's better than my G2. But at the minute, I think my G2 is more comfortable. Obviously, it's got its own audio, which is class leading. Let's see what this comfort kit is like. That'll be here in 5 days. You know, it's like what I was trying to say earlier. You get him a headset at half price, but once you've bought everything else, you know, brand new base stations, brand new, you know, you might go for the knuckle controllers. They're 400 quid, 450 quid. 2 base stations, 300 quid. So controllers and stations, that's 700 quid. Then you got to get your headphones. Then you got to buy your comfort mod. Then, like me, you might have to go to the optician to get your fucking eyes done. So, you know, we're already close to £2,000 here. For me, anyway. If I have my eyes, and I do need them doing, so I'll get them sorted. But if you're coming from a Vive or an Index, you'll have the controllers and you'll have the base stations anyway. And if you're just happy with the headphones that come in the box, or you use your own, you're sorted. So if you've got all the bits and bobs already, and you've got a better shaped head than I have, £1,088 delivered for the best headset that I've ever used visually. It's just a shame that my experience isn't the same as everybody else's when it comes to comfort. Because everyone you listen to on YouTube, they're all saying the same. The most comfortable headset ever made. But it's all subjective. It's all based on how your skull is. I must have a very small head. And shit eyes. So yeah, so I don't want to go on too much. I'm glad I got to the bottom of the problems that I had, because now that means I've got all weekend to enjoy it. And hopefully with the comfort kit and my new prescription for my eyes, it's going to get even better. For Assetto Corsa, Microsoft Flight Simulator, the most impressive titles so far. Closely followed by Elite Dangerous. I'm not going to bother trying the stand-up games like Alex and all that, Half-Life Alex and all that stuff, because I haven't got time to play those sort of games. So I'm not bothered about those, to be honest with you. I'm not going to try them this weekend. I just want to focus on the simulating stuff. I have heard that Aerofly 2, is it Aerofly FS2, is meant to be incredible in VR, and it runs amazing in VR, and that uses Orbix scenery. It doesn't pull all the information down from the cloud. like Microsoft Flight Simulator does. It's already on your machine, and it's meant to look stunning in the Aero. So that's £32 at the minute on Steam. So I might buy that the weekend and give it a go until I get my broadband sorted. I just like to try different things, you know. But yeah, so what time are we up to now? 30 minutes. I shall leave it at that. So if you're on the fence, I would say it is worth the money. But like everything, based on the person who's going to be using it, you might have to spend a little bit more money to get it perfect. But yeah, it's fantastic. I just wish it was more comfortable. But hopefully that'll be sorted in the next 5 days. What else did I buy? Oh yeah, I bought some lens inserts, Plano lens inserts from VR Optician. Just to cover the lenses. Obviously, when I get my new prescription, I will order some proper lenses. But these lenses that are coming next week, Tuesday, I think, they just protect the lenses, because I was worried that my glasses was going to scratch the lenses, because I did that with my Vive Pro years ago. So yeah, so spent a fair bit of money. Now it's time to enjoy it. And I think in the morning when I wake up, I'm definitely going to jump back into Assetto Corsa, because that does look fucking sweet as a nut. Absolutely. I'm going to get Sol shader pack loaded on. That should absolutely blow your socks off with that stuff loaded up, especially nighttime racing. Because the nice thing about Assetto Corsa is it's always been really nicely optimized for VR. Even back to the day of its CV1, it was the best racing game you could run in VR. And I think it still is, to be honest. iRacing would be nice to look at as well. I might subscribe to iRacing over the weekend. Check that out. Report back to you guys what it looks like. And imagine it will look pretty nice. It looked good on my G2, that did. And it runs well in VR as well. So that's it. I'm going to finish my drink and get off to bed. So there you go. I'll probably do another video Sunday night. Tell you if anything's changed. If not, it'll be later on in the week once I've got this comfort kit and all the other bits and bobs that are coming. And I shall let you know. Night, or shall I say good morning. See you later.